Right, Fifi, off you go.
Good morning, YouTube viewers, or good evening whenever you happen to be watching this. We do our Facebook Live in a Friday morning session, and then Ginny uploads it to our YouTube channel. And we just wanted to pop on and say hello and how much we appreciate you stopping by and watching our videos. And what was the other thing?
Comments. Comments.
And we've noticed that despite the fact we have lots of viewings and lots of people seem to be following us, we don't get any comments, and we don't know if it's something that we're not doing or that we haven't got the right settings on. But if any of you felt like even just an emoji would be great, just so we can see whether or not there's life out there. But yes, that would be great. And if you have any comments, hopefully constructive ones or nice ones, it would be absolutely great.
And
So,
subscribe to the channel.
yeah, please do. Please subscribe to the channel and tell other people about it. We need all the help we can get. But if you've enjoyed the videos, then thank you so much for continuing to watch them. And we hope you enjoyed this one. Take care. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Shop Life. Anybody want a shop? Got one going and have it for free, for nothing? It's been one of those weeks this week, and I was thinking that if Shop Life was a graph, then this week it would be like boom, boom, boom. It's been one of those weeks where I've been thinking, yay, we're in business, we're back to normal, followed by, right, that's it, I'm tendering notice, I'm giving the 6 months notice to close the shop. And it's been, okay, the shop is closing, decision made, followed by, oh, maybe there's a bit of life after all. And it's literally been like that. And to give you an idea, when you are a shopkeeper and you are in your shop for 8 hours and you hardly do any actual money business, even though you're working your nuts off behind the scenes, it's really depressing. So it's been one of those, and I need to have a self check-in today and check in with my abundance again, and start doing the mantra of I am abundance, I have abundance, so that it starts to flow again, because this is pretty pants. And I was speaking to a shopkeeper yesterday, and they said, we're fed up of making excuses. You know, it's half term, the motorway's closed for an accident, they're resurfacing the road, there's been a problem with the parking, the weather, the Brexit, the the cost of living, and blah, blah, blah. She said, for goodness sake. And I do know what she means. So to give you an idea, I'm actually going to be very open, and I'm going to tell you my takings for 2 days. So Monday was £74.80 for a whole day, which is absolutely pants. And then Tuesday was good. And I was like, yay, it was really good. And I thought, that's fantastic. Monday was just a blip. Wednesday I was at home. It was a day off, but I had to do all sorts of things for the accountant and paperwork and ordering and all that sort of stuff. And then Thursday, yesterday, well, really, we sunk to an all-time low. We sold 3 tins of paint yesterday, 64.85. So just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, it did. And I contacted a few of the other shopkeepers, and they said, where is everybody? And they said, maybe it's because it was dry, and so people were out enjoying some dry weather for a change. And you just think, goodness me.
So I'm going to throw a spanner in
Yes.
the works now.
Go on.
Off screen.
Yes, off screen. This is my sister speaking from the
She hates me
from
when
the
I
corner
do this.
here. Yes, from afar.
So do you think that your viewers are interested in the ups and downs of your business model, or do you think they want to come and tune in to see you
Being uplifting,
being
and
raptured about your fantastic lifestyle, your paint sales, your fantastic enthusiasm for everything you do? That's a very honest question. I'm not being critical, I'm just asking, what do you think your viewers would like to see?
Well, today's show, ladies and gentlemen, is a tale of two halves, because that is something that I'm coming on to. So I'm being real, because I know that quite a few dealers and quite a few shopkeepers watch us, which is great. And so I'm being real for them as much as anything, because sometimes there's almost a sense of relief and sense of belonging when you know that it's not just you, it's a lot of people are finding the same. And so there's a bit of comfort in knowing that it's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just the way that it is. It's the high street, it's shop life. And so I tell it like it is, as much for them as for being truthful and open and honest about things. Now, the only good thing about this week is that because it's been really quiet, I've been stuck here, I have been creative, and I'm going to show you what I've been doing while we go round. So I've made the best of it, and I think my natural inclination is always to be on the optimistic, we can do this, we've survived 9 years, we can do this, we're going to be great, let's just keep going, with the occasional blip of kill me now. In fact, on the margin in my cash book on Monday at about 3:30, I've written, and it's in my cash book, kill me now, just because I was beside myself with how quiet it was. Anyway, that's enough of the moaning, but I am being real with people. I'm just telling you the way it is. Now I'm going to show you what I've achieved because it was quiet and actually how much I enjoyed it. So I'm going to have to get Ginge to get up off her thing. If you could see her, bless her, she looks like old Mother Hubbard. She's got a blanket over her knees so that Paddy can sit on her and not get
very good for my self-image. Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's because you don't want to get the dog hairs all over your trousers and your jumper, isn't it, Pad? Let's just take your lead off, darling.
Except I am old Mother Hubbard.
No, you're not old Mother Hubbard. You are my stalwart. You're what keeps me going and keeps me guided and keeps me motivated. And it was a very good question that you put forward. And maybe we should ask the audience that. What do they think? Do they want to tune in and have me being honest? Or do they want to tune in and I will be honest-ish, but I will be all
poll, ask a question. I'm going to put
whistles
one
and
here.
bells.
Ask a question. Does it let me write ask a question?
That'd be good if it did. And then we can find out if people...
No, I can't do it while we're actually live.
Maybe we can afterwards. But yes, all input extremely welcome. We really would welcome it. So,
and the other one thing I'd just like to say before, Julie's saying happy Friday to you. Open the fizz fee.
Yes, that would be a good idea. We will actually, about 4:30 today, we will open the fizz, won't we, Nick? Yes.
After the broadcast here, I download it and then upload it into the YouTube channel, which we're trying to work on because it's a more stable future going forward for Fifi's business on YouTube, because Facebook, as we've seen, is totally unreliable. So if you could all go and find Fifi's Fancy Furniture on YouTube, and also could you comment on some of her videos for her, because we get lots of views over there but we don't get a single comment. It's really bizarre. I've never seen.
Is there a sort of a comments button that's somehow switched off and we haven't realised?
Well, maybe I'll have to check the settings, but I don't believe it's the reason. But anyway, that's a PSA.
Yeah, comments and interaction we would most welcome, especially if they're nice comments, because we're doing our best. Anyway, what we did this week, Saturday, the lovely Sophie came in, our work experience girl, and she rubbed this back, this little Dutch chest of drawers, very, very pretty, and she put the first coat on, and then she has to go back to study and school and everything else. And so because it was sitting there taunting me and saying, you could finish that, you could finish that, I decided I would finish it. So I put another coat of the Mother Duck, which is from the original range, such a pretty colour, and then I waxed it with clear wax, and then I let that dry, and then I used some white wax over the top of it to give it a slightly more sort of chalky, ethereal look. And I don't expect that will show up on camera, but you can sort of see the grain through it. And around the handles as well, which are such pretty handles, which I just paint straight over the top. I thought he was going to cock his leg on the leg there, and that would be hilarious. That would be his impression of how good it is. So the inside of the drawers I've painted in creme de la creme, just to make sure that the drawers are all clean and all fresh and all ready to go. And I have to say, I'm actually very pleased with how it turned out. It was pretty nondescript before, wasn't it? Dark wood, very boring. And now it's super pretty. And I'm very chuffed with it. So that was my little project. So then I look around the shop and I think, right, what can I get onto next? And this is another poll question. we're going to ask the audience. So this chair, which is a Glastonbury style chair, which I absolutely love, I fell in love with it, but I'm not kidding, I've had it, I should think I've had this chair for 2 years. It started off as plain wood. We painted it in a white, we distressed it, we used defining wax and browning wax to give it some age. And I rather like it like that. I think that's really cool. But clearly nobody else does. And it's on for 185. And I've had people in expressing an interest in it. And I've said, I could do it for 155. I mean, I can't do more. I can't do more. And it still hasn't gone. So this chair has to go. And what I'm thinking is I might funk it up. So here's my plan. How about I paint it using the alfresco After Midnight? Now, Ginger, I don't know again whether this is going to show up particularly well, but After Midnight is the most beautiful dark sort of tealy bluey green colour. Very rich, very regal. So I thought if I painted the whole chair in that, in alfresco, which means that it could then actually be weatherproof and go out in the garden. And that colour looks absolutely fantastic with sort of yellows and mustards. So then, maybe not this cushion because it's not specifically designed for it, but this is just to give you an idea. If that sort of cushion colour was on there, and if you then added to the corner of the cushion some really nice big tassels that hang down just to keep your cushion in place, do you think that would look quite sexy?
Yeah.
I think so, don't
Very,
you?
very, very nice.
Quite sort of chic looking. So poor old Sophie, she doesn't know it yet, but if she's coming in on Saturday, that's her job to get that started.
Is Helen Burns, our Helen who walks up and down, comes, we know Helen.
Helen with the dog.
With the dog. Helen's watching.
Is she? Well, I'm very pleased. Thank you, my darling. It's great. I go completely blank with names, especially when somebody's asked me a specific question. It's like, I've probably known them all my life, and then I can't remember what their name is.
Very happy to see you here, Helen.
Yes, of course it is. Yes, Helen.
Remember.
Yeah. So that's project number 1. So then I went down here yesterday, and there's been a really, really vile, well, not really, really vile, because it depends on your taste and what you like, but this wardrobe down here.
Fiona LP, good morning, guys.
Morning,
Thank God
Fee.
it's Friday, weekend's upon us. Woo!
Yay, absolutely, Fee. We'll get the fizz out about 4:30. Yeah, so this very dull, very orange pine wardrobe absolutely sounds as a pound. It's robustly made. There's no problems with it at all. I had it on for £95. I mean, it doesn't come cheaper than that. And nobody bought it. So this one's going to get it today, isn't it, Nick? Yeah. So yesterday, while Nick was working over the road, I painted the inside using Salt of the Earth, which is a really lovely neutral. And we're going to take the doors off today so that we can paint the inside of the frame here and the doors and the inside of the doors.
Guess who's going to take the doors off?
Yes, I say we, but I actually mean
Hands
Nick.
up, who's going to take the doors off?
Yes, the royal we, mainly Nick. Thank God he's here today. He's been working over the road helping the lovely Dan with the Wotton Health practice, which is opening soon. And you've been building this week and you've lost 2 pounds in weight.
Yeah.
And you've been knackered, haven't you?
Well, I've been tired as well.
Yeah. You've actually been quite pleased to come back here for a rest today, haven't you? Yeah. But you're wrong, because today I'm going to make you really graft.
As always.
As always. So here's my cunning plan for this. There is a lovely colour called nougat. I would call that a sort of a sludge pink. It's bordering on sort of browny, really. You can't really tell in this light, but it's nougat from the Lazy range. So it's self-priming, self-levelling and self-finishing, which means I don't have to wax it afterwards because the wax is already within the paint. So that's a Bertie bonus to start with. But that is one of my loveliest favouriteest colours. And there are some gorgeous French shimmers which are pre-mixed, almost like a sort of a paste, which are fantastic for stenciling. And the colour of the French shimmer, talk about that for a match. Again, on camera, it's very difficult to see. But in terms of colour, they practically match. But this will have a different texture. It's got a bit more of a sort of a sheen to it. And I've been looking out for something to use the 2 colours on together. And now I've come up with the perfect solution. So imagine the whole thing is in pink, this lovely soft sludge pink, and this stencil, which I happen to have, fits on here absolutely perfectly. So we will do the shimmer stencil through there, and we'll do all 4 panels, so that when you look at it, you will probably not really notice the pattern too much until you just catch it in a certain light. And I think that's going to look super sexy. What do you think?
It's going to look very good.
Yes. Yeah. And the first thing I said to Nick this morning is, you're going to have to come in, Nick, and sort this out, because I am rubbish with sums, and I need him to sort of mark where it is, and I need to know that that's going to fit exactly all the way down, or whether they're going to have to start halfway in a pattern. I can't do that sort of stuff.
I know how to do it.
Do you?
You have to find the centre first, and then find the centre of the doodah, and then stick the centre on the thing, and then do the top one and the bottom one.
You're right. But what I find is easier, you're absolutely right. What I find is easier is say, Nick, Nick, can you do that? Because I can't do it, can't do it. I can do it, but I can't be asked to do it. So
Asked. Can't be asked.
Or asked. So that's the plan for today. And, you know, if it's quiet, I so hope it isn't. I want it to be really busy today. But if it is quiet, at least at the end of the day, we'll be able to say we've got something to show for it. So then moving on to our next project, which we may have to do. I'll just quickly show you this one. This is one that Sophie did last weekend when she came in. Bless her heart, she is so marvellous. And she seems to enjoy coming in, which is just great. She upcycled this little table for us. That's using, the green is matcha from the alfresco range. It's a limited edition. I love that colour. Imagine that with lots of lovely green pots, green plants, trailing things on it. I think that'd be gorgeous. So that was really good job. She did a nice job of that. Funny how he always goes and lies under things when we're talking about him. Look, he's so settled. He's so good. So this is the next thing that came in. I picked this up last week, went to collect it. And this has got so much scope. It's a sort of a 1960s drinks cabinet. And it's got all the whistles and bells, you know. We've even got this Formica pull-out section here so that you can mix your cocktails on it and cut your lemons and all the rest of it. But it's dated. And as the brown wood, blech, vile. So if nobody buys it to do the project themselves, then I guess it'll be down to me and Nick to do it. And we'll take off the mirror panel at the back, which is a bit worn to say the least. I will replace it with just plain mirror rather than this busy pattern that's on the back of it. And we'll take out the sort of the lamp, which is very old-fashioned. It's like a fluorescent tube. And we'll put in one of those sexy LED lights with the remote control that we've used in previous bits and pieces. You making comments, Ginger?
No, I just pressed something and it switched the orientation. So I pressed it back again. Super
God for that. So
sorry about that, everybody.
With these sorts of things, that I think there's sort of 2 options. There's probably hundreds of options, but these are the options I'm thinking. This would sand back really, really well, and it would come up maybe with a little bit of sort of paint stripper on it. It would be a labour of love, but I think it would be great to strip it right back to the bare oak, and it would be very pale oak and very, very pretty. You've got your section drawers here for all your bits and pieces, and you've got a nice cupboard. Oh, and the other thing, of course, is the lock, which actually does work on both. Now you wait and see. I won't better make that work. Oh yes, I did. That's good. I have very little faith in my ability these days. And you know, it would sort of scrub up as a really lovely piece of pale oak furniture. It would look great, but equally it would look fantastic painted. And I'm thinking that even if all one did was paint it in black on the outside and then use one of the amazing alfresco bright colours on the inside, it could look superb. And that's a really cool piece of furniture. It's solid as a rock, pretty heavy, but well worth the investment for actually doing it. And that is on for 145, which, ladies and gentlemen, is as cheap as chips. And you could have great fun doing it and be very proud of the results at the end. And that's pretty much it. The gardening stuff is still coming in. The gardening stuff is gradually going. I just need the sunshine to come out now and get people in the mood for a bit of gardening. And yeah, there you have it. I don't think I can even be bothered to go outside today. Is there anything outside, Nick, that we really need to see? No, just
Good.
kind
It's
of
cold out there.
And it's cold out there, yes. Yeah, this came in. We'll just show you this little project. This one's got Sophie's name on it as well, but this is a dear little thing. I'm debating whether to sell it as is. I think I did phone a customer who made an inquiry and said, look, they could have it for £32.95 as is. But actually with this, if I was to do the preparation on it and to paint it, it would be worth a lot more than that to me. So it might be one that I say to Sophie, you've got a project, Sophie, you can either do this or you can do the Glastonbury chair. But I'm feeling quite excited by the Glastonbury chair. So if anybody wants to do a sort of a comment afterwards and say yes to painting the Glastonbury chair, then that would
Simon
be
Meadows.
great.
Good morning.
Morning, sexy Symes. How you doing?
Morning.
And then just one last thing to just tell everybody as an announcement is that we have the John Rolfe auction. It's a 4-day auction. God, he must have worked hard to get all that stuff together. Epic, I would say. Which is at the Babdown Airfield on the way to Tetbury. Look him up online.
What's his name?
John Rolfe. John Rolfe Auctions. Great guy, very charismatic. It's worth going up just for the rah-rah of it. It's fun. And we will be going up to have a little look at that. And that's it. We're going to a market on Sunday morning. We're going to the Malt House straight after that to take some new stock up and stock up on paint.
Yeah.
Malt House has been quiet for a couple of weeks, but there was a subsidence road collapse which has severely affected business for them. And so apparently the road is now sorted, I saw on the internet the other day. So hopefully we'll be back up to full strength on that. We have a concession on the first floor, excellent food, nice coffee, plenty of free parking. And it takes about 2 hours to walk round. It's just great. And that's it. Sorry if I've been negative, everybody. I'm not really underneath.
No, I think you balanced it with
Did I?
your 100% enthusiasm for your art.
My creativity.
Yes.
Yes. I do mean well. I do mean well. And just try and share it with everybody to keep it real. So, yeah. Let's hope we're here in another 9 years' time. Nick will be knackered.
Paddy's sensing it's getting near
He
to
knows
the
it's
time.
getting near the end. Is it nearly treat time, my little boy? Is it, my little precious? Yes, I think it is. You're the best thing ever, aren't you? Yes, we get you a treat. Do you want a treat? Yeah, do you want a treat?
Right then, bye everybody.
Nice to see you all.
Have a good weekend.
Have a
next
good week.
week.
Lots of love.
Bye for now.
Bye.